Fuck, I only moved here a month ago. I'm not caught up with believing yet. I hope maybe there's a bit of a fucking grace period. We have to see what happened. We have to know what happened. Good morning. Nice job yesterday, Kei-chan. You didn't do so badly yourself, Mion. Yesterday was fun. Oh, that's right. Keiichi-kun, thank you very much. Mr. Bear? I'm glad you like it. Don't use it as a pincushion now. I wouldn't. What's fucking going on? What's going on? What's going on? Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, and unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Oh, thank God. Satoko's okay. Knowing what I think I know at this point, I need nothing bad to ever happen to Satoko again. Ever. I will fucking step in every trap. I will be fucking Wile E. Coyote. I will fucking buy every product from Acme if it means not a single fucking iota of inconvenience even fucking glances over at Satoko. My, how diligent of you to mop the floor this morning. Clomp, 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 whip, biff. Blah, don't do that. You don't know. You don't fucking know. Keiichi-san flicked my forehead. You should set a more brutal trap next time. Okay, well, the gang's all here. That's good. Seeing that, Marina began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there, and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? Maybe? I slept like a log, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. You shouldn't do that. Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Oh! It's a new character. Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday was the festival. Thank you to all the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus. Okay, to be fair, Rika might have helped. Okay then. This time of year, you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention. They ain't fucking doing interviews about the festival. Or they are, but they're not. You may be asked questions. Please don't say anything silly, or something that could be taken the wrong way. Do you understand? In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shit you think is funny." And now, I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouth shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. Please, oh, I gotta do a whole fucking club activity before I can find anything more out. Fuck. It's fine, it's fine. The club activities are useful, it's fine. It's fucking fine. Since everyone was still pretty tired from yesterday, We just spent the day relaxing, peace. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Today, let's play a classic game of deduction. How about this one? Oh, a game from overseas. Looks interesting. The instructions are in English, but the rules don't seem that hard. I won't lose, you hear? I'm not too bad at this game. It seemed that Rena didn't handle this kind of game very well. The rules are, the person who can match the murderer, weapon, and the scene of the crime wins. Oh, we're playing Clue. Cluedo. We call it Cluedo here. I mean, America calls it Clue. Why are we playing fucking Cluedo? This seems very thematically fitting, but hopefully there'll be no fucking harem shit this time. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. I could see that the names Mion and Rico were written on the suspect cards. Oh my god, it's personalised! Oh, a card with my name on it as well. There are plenty of different weapons too, like knives, axes, and poison. The locations are pretty nice too, like the living room, the study, and the courtyard. I really hope this isn't blatant foreshadowing. I don't need that right now. So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. So we shuffle the remaining cards and hang them out. We ask each other about the cards and figure out the right ones. Ah, I see. So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators. Then you raise your hand if you know the answer. Game ends and we check if the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. Since the game ends even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed. You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain. You'll get confused if you don't take notes. The rest of you can figure out by playing. So, Mion, what's the penalty this time? Everyone directed their attention to Mion. Let's see. We're all still a little tired from yesterday, so maybe we'll take it easy with a gopher penalty? You'll be asked to rush out and buy stuff for everyone. So just being asked to go buy stuff like drinks and candy, I guess. No, it's gonna be, like, weird shit. I feel like the penalty today is pretty simple. I wonder, is it really? Is Keiichi-san thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah. You don't know what you'll have to go buy. Yep. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. Alright, lock in. Lock in time. Or we're solving a mystery, alright, just not the one I fucking thought it'd be. It's fucking Cluedo. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards. Then I'll go first since I'm the club president. I guess. Well then. Mion, knife, study. Oh, it's a very simplified version of Cluedo. We're not actually playing with a board, it's just like the guessing bit. You pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene and ask the other players. If you have any of those cards, then you must say I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it. Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here. Okay, so we know it's not Mion, knife, or study. So Mion is innocent, and it was not a knife involved or a study. Unless Mion is like, you know, putting a couple fake ones in there to, you know, like, taint the information flow. 3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, knife, and study. So that means that Mion and knife and study are all in the clear. Got to jot that down. Then I'll go. Rena, axe, lounge. Only 2 people said they had one. So it means that of Rena, axe, and lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. Of course she would guess herself and the axe. No, wait. Even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead. Wait just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles, and Mion just now raises her hand. The murderer is Rika-chan, in the infirmary with the poison. Well? Mion drew the cards from the box, and we checked to see if her deduction was right. I was right! All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or a pistol. I'd never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. Rika. Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Rina and I were left out in the cold, though. How did you do, Keiichi-kun? I couldn't get it at all. Don't worry, I had no idea either. How could you both be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. That's even worse! Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we end up having to buy that happy not Fanny, shut up. Oh god, I'm in a real spin, I'm in a real turn. I can tell from Keiichi's expression that he's not very good at this game. Why? That's not true. I'll show you the true power of Sherlock my Barrett during the next round. My, that sounds just wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing. After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I sussed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out a criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka! Sorry, need to go to the bathroom. Take your time and squeeze out a nice one. Mi-chan, that's gross. I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Rina had made her way over towards me. Keiichi-kun, did you call for me? Yeah, I did. As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rina. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get right to the point. Rina, what's your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. Well... all losses. Why do you ask, I wonder? I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off a last-minute comeback on this one. We're gonna propose a team-up? I don't think that's against the rules, technically. Anything goes in murder game. So, I guess both of us will be taking that penalty. Hey, don't accept defeat already. How about we win this? Both of us. But how can we? I brought my lips up to Rina's ear. Whisper. Huh? Is that allowed? Did you forget, Rina? The second rule of our society. Do everything in your power to obtain victory. Yeah, I'll try my best. Our plan of attack was quite a rudimentary one. At the beginning of that game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less. With this sort of plan of attack, we start off with a big lead over the other guys. Yeah, with this we can probably win. We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Rena was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. Then let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone. Hey now, there's no point if we go back together. It'll be like flat out telling them we made a little arrangement. Oh, sorry. Then what should we do? Go back ahead of me, Rena. I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something. Okay, got it. Rena turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, there could be problems. This is where we get back and, like, eventually we find out that those three have made the exact same plan just to make us go to the fucking shops together. Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later. Because Rena and I will start winning over and over again. But Rena and I will have earned enough points to avoid being losers by the time Mion realised what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. My Barakun, may I have a moment? Huh, it's the teacher. I wondered if something like this would happen, to be completely honest. It felt a bit odd that we had, like, broken up the flow of the game. It was very much a breach in how this sort of, like, narrative loop works, you know. Felt like something more would happen. Man, things are just getting good. What is it? You have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. A guest? It's not like I own a hotel. They've been waiting. Please hurry. Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened, and his jacket tucked underneath his arm. Oh my god, it's Gumshoe! It's Dick Gumshoe from Ace Attorney! Please don't be an actual police officer. Oh, do! Tell me what's happened.
You my Barasan? Keiichi my Barasan?
There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men. That's right. Who might you be?
I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there. It's a bit hot here, don't you think?
The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate and began walking. This is sketchy as fuck. You've got to be kidding me. I have no intention of going along with some old geezer I didn't even know. And he was asking me to get into his car with him?
I'm not gonna bite. Come on now.
He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least.
Please let me know if it's too cold for you, okay? I have a habit of cranking it all the way up.
So what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled a notepad out of his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy.
If you know anything related to this individual, then please tell me.
Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looks like it was taken at the DMV. There were scribbles on his shirt and a permanent marker. Oh no. Oh no. No! He was kind of my second guest last night, or my third guest to be honest with you, last night after Rena and one of my own family members.
There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker. Stamp were yours, my bar-san, and quite a few of your classmates signed as well.
Huh? This is Tomitake-san? There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in his photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face.
And do you know this woman?
Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was. I don't remember her name, but she's some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa.
When was the last time you saw these two?
The night of the Watanagashi. We spoke. They seem pretty close, I guess.
Did anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it.
Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Did something happen to them? There was no response to my inquiry. Thus I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. For a long pause, he finally spoke again.
You've moved here just recently. Isn't that right, my Bara-san? Are you aware, I wonder, about the stories of Oyashiro-sama?
My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. It probably showed on my face.
Not at all? Well, if you don't, then that's fine.
Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually.
How much do you know about it?
The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. Wait a minute. If that wasn't in the newspaper, then how the fuck did Tomitake know about it? How did he know about it? The incidents that always happen the day of the Watanagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that.
My Bara-san, do you believe in the curse? Feel free to speak openly about it.
I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it, as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling.
Really? Oh, then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys.
So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point?
The man in this picture is dead.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomitake-san?
It would seem that he died last night. That was the night of the Watanagashi. Do you understand the implications behind that, my Bara-san?
Implications? Not any... not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi. Meaning this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again, right after he just went through fucking rattling one off one by one, disproving them.
The death of Jiro Tomitake is still confidential. You can understand why that is, right?
I didn't want to understand why. Please tell me. Tell me what happened.
It was rather peculiar. Might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Hinamizawa.
It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest.
One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from security detail at the festival. It was late, about 5 till midnight. The location was, you know where the road in town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. There were a few streetlights on that road.
It's pitch black darkness, was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt.
Oh, we thought it was a hit and run at first, but when the officer checked to see if he was still alive, he quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open.
His throat had been ripped open? From a knife or something?
No. Nails.
Shit. Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through?
From the coroner's report, it was revealed that it was with his own nails.
Poison, maybe? Which isn't a good sign, if so. For someone. Huh? What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder, it was suicide. Tomitake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat, as hard as he could, with his own nails. Do you have any idea how many fucking, survival reflexes you have to not be feeling to do that? Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing, with enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Still clawing. So were his nails peeled off? Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries he should never damage, he continued clawing. Splurt. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony.
We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing of that nature was detected.
So no poison, then. But it was a suicide. I've never heard of such a thing. This is an unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong.
There were a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, we concluded he was in a state of hysteria right before his death.
That was a given. Hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat.
Wounds on his hands matched a discarded piece of lumber found nearby. There are traces of where he struck trees and guardrails with it.
So there was a piece of lumber. He was striking things with it. Was he in a fight? I mean, the theory that seems to be being proposed here is that he just went into hysteria, started smashing shit up, and then clawed his own throat out.
Tomitake-san's blood was found all over the place. Meaning
that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
There were external injuries, which were not self-inflicted, discovered on Tomitake-san. There's a high probability that Tomitake-san was assaulted. The external injuries suggest there may be multiple suspects.
Yeah, that don't look good for us. We just fucking wrote our names on his fucking clothes, didn't we? Oh, this looks so fucking bad for us. I mean, technically it was Mion's idea, so I'm just going to jot that one down in my head. To summarise, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. Okay, yeah. It's because, the game made it pretty, it was being pretty slick earlier and being like, when, playing a game of Cluedo, you gotta take notes. So we have to take all of this We have to keep it all in mind. Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then he died.
The presumed time of death was between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m., meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to Tomitake-san at the festival.
Everyone tied Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her?
She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work, and she hasn't returned home either. There's a very high probability that she was involved in this incident.
For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to someone close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short. But we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
We've been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, the villagers here aren't very cooperative.
That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me. So that's why you came to me, because I'm not originally from Hinamizawa. I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me.
If things go the way they have been, then the conclusion would be that Jiro Tomitake died from Oyashiro-sama's curse.
He turned away from me and gazed far off in the distance.
The night of the Watanagashi. During that sacred ritual, he callously slapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it was going to turn out.
There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san had been cat-swipping killed by humans, in a cowardly group no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse.
I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine punishment or curses.
The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh.
That's how this must be, my Bara-san. Cooperations from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. Understand?
Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. That also doesn't make sense because he's been here for several years on the trot. Right? I mean, he was there on the first night. He comes back a few times every... Oh, God. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. But there's nothing I can do to help. I have no idea what happened that night either.
No. If you see or hear something that draws your attention, then that is enough.
If I see or hear, he was talking in the future tense.
Things or people or rumors. Anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here, this is my number. If I'm not there, then just leave a message with whoever picks up.
He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter.
Please help me solve these questions surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death.
That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. He snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
Everything we spoke of today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. Understood. From your friends as well. Especially from Sonozaki-san and Furude-san. Please do not inform them.
Sonozaki-san and Furude-san. Oh. Rika. The priest. Sonozaki. Isn't that Mion? That's Mion, right? Like, one moment. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I have to remind myself. Sonozaki. So she doesn't want me to tell either Mion or, and I have to presume, Rika. That doesn't match with the pattern that it's people related to previous deaths, because then it would be Rika and Satoko. Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying I have something to do with the incident? With my friend's names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry.
This is what they call investigative privilege, I suppose.
Don't play games with me. Mion is a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to be especially offended.
I wouldn't mind telling you, but it may just upset you.
Say it! He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
There's a possibility that the string of incidents happening here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. Fuck!
Oh, God, sorry. It's great that it's the two people I found the most suspicious. That's great. I'm feeling very justified right now. That's, like, great. There's no way that that could be right. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
No evidence. Also, each of the cases was resolved, and none of the perpetrators had any direct contact to the village.
Then how did he come to that conclusion?
Every year, the enemies of the village die on the day of the Watanagashi.
Oh, they're both involved, aren't they, in the festival?
Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something?
Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa?
First it was the damn construction foreman, and it was a villager that supported it. Those the villagers hold a grudge against die, one after the other, from mysterious causes. The means are different, but in the end the result is the same.
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. So the victims after that, what about the Shinto priest and his wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village.
The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute. He wasn't proactive, so there was a faction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result.
Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad to the village. What about that housewife after that? Did she die just because she was the wife of the brother of a supporter? That's such a trivial reason to kill someone. And what about Tomitake-san? He's not affiliated with the damn project at all. Was he killed just because he was an outsider? In the beginning, this is where it's going to be like,
oh, that's interesting. We didn't report on the wife.
In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims has become much lower.
Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower.
What's scary about that?
It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider could be reason enough.
And you're saying that the next year's victim will be picked out of the village outsider pool?
Might be a person that just moved here.
What do you mean by... I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. They didn't go to the fucking festival last night. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. And the next victims, my family, Was he saying it was going to be me? But what does that have to do with Mion?
I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the dam protests. Quite fervently so. This is also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. She has quite a few misdemeanor and obstruction of public worker offences on her record because of the protests.
Interested. Earlier she said she would have fought if she could. Sounds like she did. I mean, I'm not expecting her to tell me that, but it's just interesting. I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protests, though. Then, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with this string of incidents?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it.
Not a very clear explanation. Felt like he magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers.
Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
Then think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that?
What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me not to carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me, so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they didn't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was. It couldn't be helped. I understand. I'll keep it to myself. You know what this means? This means we're going to have to go back to the Cluedo game, not reveal why we were away for so long, and take the punishment. Is that fine, Mr.
Ooishi, from the Okinomiya police station. You can call me Kura-chan if you want.
No, Ooishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch.
I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them.
The door opened with a click, and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? You're probably just, panicking. It was almost cruel heat, as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind.
I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that.
I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving.
And if you don't see or hear anything, my Bara-san, it would help to prove that the village is not involved after all.
I'll contact you if I hear or see anything. But I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me.
I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. Just let me know if you notice anything.
I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving me a quick bow.
See you later. Farewell, my Bara-kun.
I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time has passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy. Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Rina, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san. Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's me, Chan, the perpetrator. Huh? I was startled to hear Rina's voice. The fucking perpetrator flip. With the rope in the lounge. Nope. No. Rina clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like it is self-destructing over here. Wow. Ah! Keiichi-san, you're quite late! As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see. You were reprimanded for bad behaviour? That's a shame. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm going to be finishing in last place? Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 points. Oh. The heck? His score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing. This is the final match. Decided the penalty is going to be carried out by Rina alone, or by both Kei-chan and Reina. Yeah, right. Just let Rina pay the penalty by herself. We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know. You know. Ugh, I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Rina my cards, but I didn't say who the criminal was and just waited for her to call. I got it! The murderer is me, with the poison at the entrance. I don't want that. I don't want that to be. I don't want that to be. Don't, no. Is it? Is it? My, Reina, quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Oh. Reina's correct. Oh, then it's decided that Keiichi-san will take part in the penalty as well. Hooray! Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best. Yeah, let's do our best. It's my fault, so I have no choice. Then that's game. It's me, Mion Sonozaki, ranked first. In dead last are Keiichi Maibara and Reina Ryugu. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I decided what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty. What will she make us buy, I wonder? I wonder. Let's blacklist a drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at a drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this? It looks more like a shopping list at a penalty. Me was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks! This is just your grocery list! I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. I can't believe that the last words in this section full of horrific reveals were hemorrhoid cream. Alright, we've got a couple tips which we'll read before we stop. Now that I know what's happened, you know, I know who it is who's fucking beefed it, at the very least I can settle knowing that there are more than 4 perpetrators. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing at their own throat. Tissue is packed to the nails, not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. Okay, that's that settled then. That was the one thing I was wondering about. The shape of the scars also matches.
Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide.
I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right?
It's not quite on the same level as when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood after all.
Some of Tomitake's fingernails have been pulled out. Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily. But it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Ugh! Sorry, thinking about it. Awful. Hate that. Awful. Hate that. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was first assaulted by someone or a group of people. According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death.
And he fought back and clawed out his own throat because of how hysterical he'd become. The guys at Turk and him certainly would have been surprised by that.
It's possible that in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases. Actually, ooishi-kun, that wood plank the deceased used as a weapon, they only found sand and the paint from the guardrail on it.
What about cloth fibers of skin?
Nothing. The deceased didn't strike the assailants. Or it could be they took the plank he was fighting back with.
In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all.
Ha 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 ha, that's true.
Tomitake is pretty built and tanned. He was quite athletic.
That's right. He was pretty active. I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. Meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once.
To surround and take down someone of his physique. I wonder how many people it'd take.
You dimwit. If anything, that's your specialty. Have you forgotten your bad cop days?
If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I'd guess around 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
Then there were quite a few perpetrators. So any drunken disorderly group of more than 4 are suspicious?
A group of 4 or more. Just... if they had that many, then couldn't they have hit the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
That's under serious consideration on my end too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before.
I'm not hoping for much, but I am looking forward to the results.
Kumagai. Oishi-san, the chief is calling you.
Thanks, see you around.
Yeah, best wishes. Okay, we'll have to note this down, so... There was bruising on his body. He was attacked by a group of people, overpowered. He does have handprints on the wooden plank, but it doesn't have any sign of anyone else on it. Which means that he didn't hit anyone with it. There's only really signs that objects were hit. Okay. I will have to sit with that one for a while and think about it. Search notice. Jiro Tomitake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. Bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival. Accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Takano? Takano. Do I know any Takanos? Not off the top of my head. Was seen around 9 PM by police, location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located amongst the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along the Sobu National Railway line. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Send it to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to the Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Yeah, so there's definitely more to that guy than meets the eye. Like, I kind of already figured that, but it's good to know for sure. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at Irie Clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya X District XXX. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on the scene again. I want some cream puffs. Or jumbo ones. Ooishi. Good job, Ooishi. I don't regret giving you the Columbo voice now. The mix between Columbo and Dick Gumshoe. Or, I should say, my Dick Gumshoe voice. Not any actual canon Dick Gumshoe voice. Wow. Okay, we've entered the murder mystery segment of this game. And now we have an actual, practical, tangible reason to be becoming increasingly paranoid of everybody. So that's fun. Can't wait. Can't wait. Really excited. Can't wait for that. But I do need to stop now because it's getting late. It's so fucking warm. It is a heat wave going on this weekend. And it's very humid. And that's very, very immersive. But I am going to go and think about how the hell I'm going to sleep in this weather. And also think about this fucking mystery.